Hello, hello. Good afternoon to you all, the listeners of the program at Maker Park Radio. You're now listening to Electrosteam radio show. My name is Edka. Today is November 30th, and the local time on East Coast is 2:08 p.m. Today we start our show with the new track composed by by co-host of Electrosteam show. His name is Ed Lukianov. aka Edvik. He's not here with us today. He's doing some other important things, but nevertheless, this is a brand new track. The name of this track is Orb. This track was released today worldwide on Low Play Sound record label, and you can find his music on Amazon, Apple Music, Google Music, Spotify, Tracksource, etc., etc., etc. Well, friends, today, very special day. This is not the only new record release we'll be presenting to you. I am as well so pleased to introduce to you this band, members of which are standing with me, and sitting, some of them standing, here in the studio at Maker Park Radio. The name of this band is a very cool and even I would say to some degree iconic name. It is Somatic Moon.
Hello.
And guys, you check your microphones, make sure it's on. All right.
Hello.
Yes, and let me just introduce the members of the band from my left to right. But if you're watching us on live stream, it's going to be from right to left. So on my very left, you will see Eve Lesov.
Hi.
Hi. In the center, Mike Litvinenko.
Hello.
Speak to a microphone.
Hello.
There you go. And Ricardo Rodriguez on my left, my closest to me now.
Hi there.
Guys, first of all, thank you so much for coming to the studio. I'm super happy and I'm very glad that you took my invitation and you are here today. We're going to have a good time.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Before I will ask you any questions about the band and kind of point out, we'll give all of my questions to you. I think we should play some of the music from your band and then let our listeners understand what kind of music you guys do. So I'm going to play the very first track, which is called Shame.
Oh, it's a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Stay tuned.
Not a single tear, no emotion, I'm just a sound, I'm away. All I'm holding dear is in motion, I'm on the ground, I'm a slave. So you tie my hands and you punish. What's your choice of wig, leather belt? Here my story ends, didn't publish. I'm afraid to strip what I felt. You condescend, I understand. We are not equals. You are a man, I am your fan. Pilot sequel. Insecure I grew into poison. You were all I had, needed more. Mixed with fluids I knew, I found yours in rotten things so sad, burnt my core. You don't need to yell, I'm chilling without you at last. survive. Stories I will tell will be shrilling. Thanks for wretched past and goodbye. You condescend, I understand. We are not equals. You are a man, I am your fan. Violet sequels, never break my mistake. I am your shame. You condescend, I understand. We are not equals. You are a man, I am your fan. Violet sequels, never break my mistake. I am your shame. Your
All right, guys. So it's a beautiful song, well done production, I have to say. And let me just put my headphones. I think it's important. Right. I'm as I was listening to all of your songs, the production is so like nicely done, guys. It's
Thank you.
like next level now because
We usually go to the big studio. It's called the basement.
yeah.
It's all,
Oh,
basically,
that-
it's all done in that huge studio called the basement, and
You're selling our
and-
secrets.
and
Oh,
Eve
man.
singing into the
It's like
nice expensive mic. I think they're
$1,000 an hour, right?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
68 if I'm not mistaken. That's
Yeah.
just why- yes, we changed that.
It's not the studio, it's what you do with the equipment. And I have to say, Michael is very good at what he does. And he's a great producer. And as far as I'm concerned, he always gets the best out of me and Eve.
Agreed.
So that's what makes the music really come together.
I think it's also on the level of like energy, the proper chemical reaction between all of you. It's sometimes really talented musicians can't cope with each other because they're so full of themselves.
I have to tell you that it's actually between three of us. I think it usually takes us a song a day. That's what happens. You know, we come up with the structure, then Eve comes over, we'll do the vocals, it takes us a day, and then Ricardo comes over, we'll do the bass, and it's all done, and we just sitting there like. Usually it takes us a day, yeah. It's usually, but like I said, it's just that chemical, and I would call it reaction between three of us, which is like it's priceless at this point.
Definitely, yeah. Well, here's a couple of things I wanted to just to introduce to our audience because they don't know too much about you just yet. And first of all, like we will talk about the actual meaning of the name that you came up because I kind of did a little bit of research what that name means, but I'm sure this is just whatever I found, maybe not necessarily exactly the truth.
Yeah.
Again,
I'll take that one.
Somatic Moon. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ricardo's gonna have to take this one.
Please tell us what the name, what that meaning is. What does it mean?
Okay, so the band is obviously a trip hop group, and our music tends to lean on the side of being trippy. So when we were trying to come up with a name, the first thing I thought of was moon, because the moon is this thing up in the sky. It's kind of trippy. It's out there. So I wanted the name of the band to have the word moon in it. So we threw around a couple of ideas, but the band wasn't feeling the other part of the name, but they liked Moon, so we'll just leave it at that. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, what does the music do to, at least to me and to us? It affects us physically, mentally, and in other ways. So, and somatic has to do with your physical being, your well-being, and
the soul.
Your soul. So I just thought of kind of merging those two words together, somatic and moon, and it just kind of had a ring to it.
Yeah,
And
it's actually it's meant a lot for the music, so it's actually worked really well.
So, and everyone agreed they liked the name. And
Absolutely. And it sounded well, and there was nothing taken on the
Right.
on the website. Like somaticmoon.com was
that was the other thing,
Yeah.
because a lot of times you find something that you think is cool,
Right,
and then you go check it and find that somebody else
And
has
it's
it.
already 7 bands with the same name,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
well, that happens. Yeah, it's nowadays it's so difficult to find new.
original that is
Original,
not taken.
yeah, it's almost impossible. So, also I found that somatic, the word somatic, comes from Greek.
Yes.
It comes from Greek and it means body.
Oh, and I forgot that I also liked the Soma, the drug that comes from Orwell. The Orwell 1984. They had
Orwell.
Soma. They had the drug there, right? Am I using
Maybe
the right?
you're right.
Oh, Huxley.
Yeah.
One of those. Anyway, they had a drug there that
That's
was
a good
called
reference.
Soma.
That's a very good
and
reference.
that was
That's
another thing that I wanted to use for the name.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
so the word somatic has a lot of different meanings. In my case, it was more about what it did to your soul and the physical and the health aspects of it. So, but then of course there's the drug side of it, and there's
Well, there we go. Which is
Our
it was just like
recovering-
5 minutes into the show. Don't reveal the whole thing,
No,
leave a little bit of a
not yet,
mystery.
not yet.
our resident partier or was partier.
Okay.
Recovering.
All right, got you. Here's some other information that also available online. This is not my take, but what people wrote, and that this band reminds. So these bands will deliver to the listener the feel of bands such as this band will appeal to groups to people who likes groups like Portishead, Massive Attack, even Radiohead. Some people said sounds like a Radiohead. That's I mean I love Portishead. It's probably I listen to Portishead a lot.
They're all very flattering.
Yeah. But Radiohead is like Pink Floyd of today's Pink Floyd. So that's
True.
that's
but
that's,
very influential. At least
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the Radiohead was very influential in my
Yeah.
life. So some portion of that actually came into it.
Yeah, and also I like the style because it's a good, nice combination. It's you have all the elements: rock, alternative, indie, pop, hip hop, trip hop, all of those. That's pretty cool. I think before I have questions for you guys, but I think we should play some more music because we gotta have to move on with good music. So the next song is called "How About."
Yeah, that's this is the first song that we wrote as a band. This is like
As a-
really
So
first
this
band.
one's-
Yeah, that's
This one's very special.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Tonight I want to become a saint. I wanna pick up my voice and sing. My sleeves will flow like a splash of paint. My heart will bloom in eternal spring. I'll make a friend of a starry night. I'll shine my shoes on a hazel sky. My sun will vanish from human sight. My earth will weep from an ocean's eye. 'Cause I want to become a saint. I wanna pick up my voice and sing. My sleeves will flow like a splash of paint. My heart will bloom in eternal spring. I'll make a friend of a starry night. I'll shine my shoes on a hazel sky. My sun will vanish from human sight. My earth will weep from an ocean's eye. 'Cause I want to become a saint. I wanna pick up my voice and sing. My sleeves will flow like a splash of paint. My heart will bloom in eternal spring.
Guys, and that was Somatic Moon. The song titled How About. And I wanted to ask you, before I will ask you the question, how did you come up with this song? I wanted to know, how did you guys meet? That's probably one of the common questions I ask.
Well, that's wow. It's a between Eve and I. This is a long story because we met many years ago, 15 years ago, and we worked on in a different band, which we were doing some almost like a alternative rock project. We did that for a while, and then it's
2007, I met with Ricardo,
then
and
Eve and I met. We started working together on her project.
On just my personal solo songs, and then we kind of all merged together.
Then I met Eve at the party, and I said, "That's when she used to party," and then I told her, "Listen, why don't we just write something together?" And then we started, and that's it. And Ricardo came into the studio, and we started doing it, and from that on, we couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, well, Michael asked, "Do you have a good bassist?" And I said I have an amazing bassist who I love so much, and so that's just how it all. And then they, fell in love with each other musically, and from then on, we're having this project.
Yeah.
You're having the journey, that's awesome, guys. Yeah, I'm glad for you, happy for you, really do.
Thank you.
We have a long history together. Since 2007, myself and Eve, and then you guys for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's a family affair at this point.
Yep.
Glad for you guys.
But it only works between three of us. If we go to separate, and that's not good. It's not working anymore somehow. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, here's another question. When did you form the band? How you've met, it could be a completely different story, but when did you decide to become a band?
Right after we wrote the last song that you played, How About?
July.
Yeah, that's when we formed the band.
That was
July
2015.
2015.
July 20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
July 2015.
Wow. Yeah. So
July 2015.
Yeah,
Oh.
3 years ago.
That's cool. Right after the Jet Lag Festival. Probably, yeah, Jet Lag.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. to the festival you don't go to, so.
okay.
No,
I guess that's why I don't know about it.
And this very song that we just played, How About? What was the inspiration for the song?
Oh, I remember. Do you want me to tell?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, I do. So I wrote the skeleton of the song. It's because the way we work is like, I do little skeleton, then Eve comes in with the vocals, then Ricardo comes in and shapes up with the basically written section and puts it all together at the end. It's like becomes one.
It starts to take on a life
Yes,
of
I
its
take the
own
life of
because
its own. So
he may have he never tells me what the bass lines are. He just plays me the track, and then I come up with what I think works. And sometimes he'll say, "Oh, I didn't think about it that way," and so then the song just starts to take a life of its own, and it becomes what it is.
Yeah, so when I wrote that music for the How About, and then Eve came over and she goes, "You know what? I just came from Hamptons, and and I have this lyrics which is about how about me and the sound, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, let's put it together," and so that's and that was how it was born.
That's right. Yeah, I was writing a lot that summer in the Hamptons. I would wake up in the morning, and go to the beach at like 6 a.m. and just write poetry, and just send to Michael. That's right, and that's how we did it. That's right.
You see, it's sometimes good to recall those moments.
I pretty much remember every song.
Moments of your journey.
Every song that we did. Yeah.
You didn't party as much, so
No,
I do remember.
that's what you remember.
he was just writing songs. Yeah. All right, that's good. All right, let's move on. We are still a music show. Let's play the next song, which is called Kicks.
Okay.
That is infinity, if not it sells. Through my new poems once they're created. What are you thinking when you're alone? What's your solution to the decay of light that you are, you know you have shown brighter before. Days are like nights, only lighter and warmer. Kids are like us, just small breasts and short dicks. I am a bomb, you've a view on the doorman. We live for kicks. We live for kicks. We live for kicks. Days are like nights, only lighter and warmer. Kids are like us, just small breasts and short dicks. I am a bomb, you've a view on the doorman. We live for kicks. Days are like nights, only lighter and warmer. Kids are like us, just small breasts and short dicks. I am a bomb, you've a view on the doorman. We live for kicks. We live for kicks. We live for kicks.
And that was Somatic Moon, the name of the song Kicks. Guys, can you tell me, I often want to know, like, since the first version, when you wrote that song, right? Did you do a lot of changes after, like, the first impression that since the first version?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's at the beginning. I mean, like Ricardo said, we don't know where the song's going to take us. I mean, we actually let the song, the way I record, and then the way I record those guys, because you know I know exactly. I never tell them. I sometimes don't even tell them I have a music. They come in and just play, you know, because this is it becomes something like you're playing from within yourself instead of you sitting there and practicing, and then when you know we go through this, and then the song, it's becoming kind of comes up from the ground slowly up, and we build on that, and versions do change, but not much.
I personally have not even heard that version because I was just telling him
Welcome.
there's things in there that I wasn't even aware of, and he said, "Oh yeah, I added that
on
later."
the record. It's actually released on in every store. It's on the record.
I didn't hear that.
Listen, talk to them about financial part, you know, because
I don't even have the record.
yeah, I would straighten that out now. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's good. That's good. So, let me ask you another question. So, when you record, what the process of recording, who's the first person who like says this is going to be like this is the bass? I mean not the bass instrument, but the bass of the song.
Usually Michael comes up with
Yeah.
the template of
Yeah.
the song,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll send us kind of a skeleton of the song, and I'll listen to it and come up with my own ideas, and then come into the studio and try to hash them
Yeah.
out. He does the same thing with
Oh,
Eve.
no. I never get sent anything. I come to Michael's. No, I always like.
I don't send her anything.
This works as a surprise
Oh, I
for
thought
me.
it was the same for you.
Maybe it's out of respect.
No, man, that's how it works, because
Interesting.
I just love the fact that I can come over to Michael's. I have my 1,000 lyrics probably right by now. I have a ton of lyrics, and I'm just like, here's the lyrics. You can totally crop them up, use one from one poem, another from another, and Michael does that, and somehow it works. And I don't care, because whatever, I don't care. I trust
wasn't
Michael.
even aware of that.
Yeah. I come to the studio and we just do magic right there and then. And also, first take is usually what we like. With that mic, we don't even.
Yeah.
We don't even use
vocals. First take of vocals, right?
We
Yeah,
record
to be honest, we don't record with the like expensive mic. We have a
Not at all,
Shure
man.
68, and
Yeah.
go like, if just go for it, see where it
first
takes us.
take
and
usually is the best, and we don't do cut and paste. We just usually try to have the whole verse.
The whole recording. Oh, the whole verse.
And then the whole chorus. You know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
these
yeah,
days, or
yeah.
like in my other projects, I would crop up every syllable sometimes. See, really, like, it goes by syllable. But here we go the whole verse.
So
usually.
you get the groove going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get a feeling. I mean, the song. A lot of times, what happens. I mean, yeah, everybody has a studios at home, and you know, you don't need to have a lot of money to go and record the project, live instruments or anything like that. But to have emotions and to have a feeling of a song. So, in my opinion, when I'm doing something and when we're doing together something, is everybody thinks with their own mind and how they see the song, and I don't say anything. I'm like, okay, go for it, and you know. And then at the end, probably, we'll hash out little things and move the notes here and there. Maybe say, you know what, maybe we'll change something here. But it's always comes from within. It's not rehearsed. It's not constantly played over and over and over and over and over and over. It just comes from within, and that's it. And let it go. A lot of songs we kill at the end. We go like, you know what, doesn't work. I don't want it. A lot of songs actually I almost killed, and then thank God I didn't. You know.
Not many, though.
He wanted to kill Mess.
Yeah, Mass.
No,
I almost.
that's a good song.
At
yeah.
the end, I almost
It's
killed
coming
it.
up. Yeah. Well,
I don't recall you killing many songs. I think they always come back and we finish them.
Oh, wait, did they just?
they waiting
just
for the
don't come
right
to you
moment.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Oh, so you just send me the stuff that you're.
That already, that I feel more or less that it's there's
it's ready
something
to
in
go.
it, yeah. And then I can because I usually send you with Eve's vocal already in it, so
Gotcha.
it's embedded inside. So
Gotcha, I gotcha.
idea is there.
Well, something else. I know it's a trio right now, right? But who plays the drums?
We have a friend who actually recently moved to Portland, so we're gonna be sending the tracks out. Misha Kuznetsov, he's a friend and he's an incredible trumpet player. And this is another, the pleasure to work with. We you don't have to tell him what to play. Usually he asks me, Mike, send me the tracks. I'm like, nope, can't send you anything. I'm not sending you. You come in and you just play and see what is gonna happen. And that's what he does. And he's a talented guy.
And the cellos.
Cellos, right, yeah.
Yoed Neer, he's
What's-
an amazing cellist that plays with Regina Spektor on tours and actually on almost all of her albums. But I discovered him before. I've also had a history with him of probably more than 10 years. I just found him on SoundCloud or something like that. Fell in love, cried. I listened to his cellos and I cried, and I decided I want this guy to be playing on my music. And
He's very talented.
What's his name again? I don't think we caught that.
Yoed Neer.
Yoed Neer. That's cool. What a nice name. Yoed. Almost like my name. Yo, Ed. All right. I think it's time for the next song. And this is a special song. It's called Dream. Yes, correct me if I'm wrong, but from me just doing some of the research, I found that this is the same name as the album.
No. The name of the EP is Mess.
Mess. Okay, so but Dream is a single, right? That's the
Dream was a single,
It's a
yeah,
single,
for the
yeah.
song, and there was a video shot for it, as with help of a few friends of ours. And thank
Oh, the
them.
videos. We're gonna talk about videos separately.
Okay.
Perfectly done. Perfectly.
And I'll tell you about the song once.
Yeah. Let's play this song, right? And then we can talk about how it was. What was behind the inspiration.
Was a tree in my neighborhood, they got it down. There was a puncture in my bedroom, now it's all sound. There was a greater togetherness inside my core. Now I'm heavy and featherless, can't fly no more. Never could, but I had a dream, it's come undone. Right by my door there was a tree, they got it down. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I have a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I have a human. My sick heart was auto, leave you standing in all long roads. Then I hit what they call a rock bottom, tried to dash, shake it, chase all some ropes. Then you saved me though I didn't want to. Then you pulled my neck free. I said you. Then you drowned in a body of water. I was wiser. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human. I'm sharing my treasure with the infinite stars. I'm dividing my pleasure into Venus and Mars. I'm half a human.
Wow. Let me take a breath. Here's the question for you guys.
Sure.
Did you get to a point, it's not about this one particular song, but while you worked together, that that's it, that's enough, I want to give up?
No.
Not with this project. No, we haven't.
Definitely
No.
not.
Right now we're releasing and we're already writing a new song with Michael and we're laughing. What if we come up with like a new single? We have that usually. We keep going.
That's exactly what happened. I
keep
mean,
going.
let's say what exactly what happened with Dream, because we had EP already structured, done, and ready. It was a 5 songs EP.
Yep.
We decided we're gonna release, and and when we had a video shoot already scheduled and thought through about the song Mess, and we're like, okay, we're excited about it. And then another day, and we're kind of sitting, I came up with the structure of the song. Eve came over, we wrote it, and it didn't work. The Dream, we had a different chorus, we couldn't put it together. And then when we did, we're like, well, that song is much better than everything else, so we're just gonna release this one first, and we're gonna do the video and then.
This one you sent to me. I was in the Hamptons. You sent this one to me. This is one of the very rare, maybe the only one that you sent to me, and I sang on top of it. Remember, in like a garage band or something. I used something. Remember?
Yeah.
And then
And then we just fixed it up.
I think that's the only song that we actually he sent to me.
So we kind of continue constantly working and working and working and working. We're not thinking about, we gotta write an EP, or we gotta release the whole EP, or we gotta release the single. No, we just continue doing it, and thankfully we have a deal with the small distribution company who is willing to distribute our music through all over the world. So that's the thing.
I have to say, in for this song, while we were putting it together, Mike, when you sent me the tracks, it had a different feel. And then we came into the studio and started working on it. And then when we came up with the bass line, in my opinion, that really changed the feel of the song a lot.
Especially the intro, gave completely different meaning to it.
So then I felt at that point we were all like, wow, there's something here. Like let's really take this particular one and just keep working on it. And then it became the video, it became everything, and I still love this one to death. It's one of my favorites.
I think this song got a lot of we got tons of airplay and streams.
Yeah.
It was like huge.
Yeah, and you are now past the mark of 100,000 plays on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Altogether, overall, on over all of your songs. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, please do check Somatic Moon. Find it on Instagram. It's Somatic_Moon. You can find them on Twitter. I think it's Somatic Moon without the underscore, and on the Facebook, the same Somatic Moon, also on the SoundCloud, and I can continue listing on Apple Play, on Apple Music, on Google Play, on Spotify, on.
We're on all the digital.
Yeah,
formats.
All the digital
we actually
formats,
in
yeah.
the stores, and there was an idea released of vinyl, but it never materialized.
Yeah, listen, guys.
But
that's
maybe
a whole-
maybe
cool,
this
though.
release.
That would be cool.
Vinyl would be super cool. Actually, it's coming back big time.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, and
I bought myself a turntable, one of these ones.
I have a turntable.
Yeah.
I do.
yeah, company approached us. I mean,
Yep.
the way it was, the way we kind of when we did a little bit of this project at the beginning of the EP. So instead of us going and shopping for a record label, we decided, screw this. We're not gonna go the regular way. So what I did, I just sent it to a bunch of distribution companies. Say,
Yeah.
do you guys want to be a part of it or you don't? Because we really don't give a. We can't curse. We don't give a crap about what do you guys want to do. And then a lot of people reached out, right, to
Yeah.
us, and they really wanted to work, and
Yeah.
it came out to be pretty good.
And also about the video. I think the video, actually one of my good friends, he is a movie maker. He commented that this video, he just in Russian, he said a very short word. He said "kruto," but from coming from him, let me translate it. You guys help me out. How do you one word translation?
Amazing.
No,
It's like super.
superb. Yeah,
Yeah,
superb.
Superb.
Superb. But that means usually. Listen, he is not into this kind of like do it yourself big movie at home in the basement.
No, we had a tiny spot. The people actually, we have friends, and obviously we don't have a budget. So a lot of friends came up and step up and actually helped us to shoot the video and do a lot of stuff with this release.
That,
Our very talented friend Katya Balandina, she did the video. Huge thanks to her.
kudos to Katya. Yeah, she did pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome video.
The video is like
Fantastic job.
Yeah, it's I'm sitting there at home watching this video. I know these guys. That's my approach. I'm so special.
Thank you.
I want to let our audience know that today, during the show, we will play your new upcoming release of the song, which I'm not going to announce yet. I'll let you guys do that.
Sure.
Which is coming up. We will be officially released on December 10th.
No, 20th.
Now you moved it to 20th.
The video is getting released. The video actually getting
video.
released on the 10th, and that's and I'm not gonna speak about it. I will have Eve talk about it because that's the date was decided. I mean, we all decided about this. It's her day, and she feels very special about the song. So I'm not gonna say much about it. I will let her talk about it. But the actual single will be released on the 20th of December.
On the 20th of December. Wow, cool. Yeah. So it is your very special and very special opportunity to hear this song. You're not going to hear it elsewhere, so stick around.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not until the 20th. So
Exactly.
almost like 3 weeks in advance. That's a very special treat for our listeners.
Not
Yeah.
even a little peek for them? Not even a little peek?
Well, they'll hear it today.
Oh,
No, they'll hear the song.
They'll hear the song today.
They'll hear it today.
Okay.
Yeah, but not the video.
not
No,
the video. Oh, not
but
the
nowhere
video.
else.
Nowhere
This
else.
is,
Nowhere
they
else.
have exclusive.
It's here until and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Until
And
the 10th.
you know something? I was thinking that I think it's good time. I have a little surprise for you guys. It is good to know.
Lunch?
No, you have to clean up the workshop.
So that's a surprise.
I brought you brooms and shovels. So no, not that. So although right now you're all established musicians by now, right? So sometimes it is always good to look back. What did you do some time ago? What kind of music you've been into? What did you do? So I have a few things I would like to share with our audience. Stick around. You don't know what I'm going to play.
Okay.
And
Wow.
I will play something and I'll explain later. Just stick. I need to switch the video, so just give me a moment and we can come back to the video.
That should be interesting, yeah. I sent them a lot of.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everything is going great. Can I see your hands? Dear son, send me a raise. I'm your son. You gotta raise your kid right. Keep shining bright through the day up to the night. Dear moon, send me a love this buffoon. Can't get enough. I'm your child. Yours and the sun's. Back to you, my story right. I don't believe in all this sadness. I don't subscribe to all this madness. I sing my song as I was on the beach composing all this. The front wheel of my bike got stolen. True story, yo. But I'm not a violent chick. I cursed and cursed until I drank my head down. The look out my shop and say that my soul. They gave me a good start on a front wheel. Dear son, send me a raise. I'm your son. You gotta raise your kid right. Keep shining bright through the day up to the night. Oh, dear moon, send me a love this buffoon. Can't get enough. I'm your child. Yours and the sun's. Back to you, my story. Oh, my understanding of the world is not so different from yours. We all from one tree. Give me the time, give me your whole life. I'll sing for you for just $1 or even free. 'Cause I'm a chick. Check my instrumental over this distance. I can see and sound the best I can sound. Dear son, send me a raise. I'm your son. You gotta raise your kid right. Keep shining bright through the day up to the night. Dear, send me a love this buffoon. Can't get enough. I'm your child. Yours and the sun. Back to you, my story right. Dear son, send me a love this buffoon. Send me a raise your kid right. Keep shining bright through the day up to the night. Dear moon, send me a love this buffoon. Can't get enough. I'm your child. Yours and the sun's. Back to you, my story Thank you so much.
So that was it.
Okay.
That was.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna just give it
to Eve. Here we go.
So I'm just gonna say I probably wasn't sober.
I don't know. It sounds okay with me. I don't know. It sounds pretty good.
Thank you, thank you.
So this was recorded at a few years, 3 years ago, in 2015. Yeah, I think it was in 2015 at the Borscht Ball Festival. and I was actually the one.
She
who,
acts surprised. She's like,
yeah.
really? Okay, I know.
Where was I at that time? How come nobody invited me to that concert? I would have enjoyed
Such a
it.
pretty chick singing. I really would love to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, that was the actual real recording, right? So, in fact, that I was recording it. So that all the
You
cut.
recorded it?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, you were at the festival?
Yes, yes. I have
That's why
the
you never saw
entire
it
festival.
before.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also did the radio back then. It was called Rock and Dance.
Where was the festival?
It was at the
Paperbox.
Paperbox Club.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's where it was.
awesome.
Yeah. Paperbox.
I will explain to you a little later why I don't remember things. And
Because
that will
you forgot.
Be connected. That will be connected with our upcoming single.
Okay. Okay, sounds good to me. Well, that is not, obviously that was a live recording, and you performed it at Borscht Festival, like I said. We have something else to surprise our audience, and this time it's I'm pretty happy that all of you guys participating in other bands. And one of interviews I conducted back in September, and one of the musicians said a good musician should be playing in different projects at the same time. This is good for them. It's like going to a gym every single day. It keeps you so you don't get too polluted with one project, and sometimes your mind goes crazy. You think you're tired of everybody, but when you're mixing, you're doing other projects. It's good. So this time I'm talking about Michael, and that's how I know Michael. I know him for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think you used to play in a band called Cookie Conspiracy
Yes,
back
I
in the
did.
day.
Yes, I did.
And you were actually, I would say this is Cookie Conspiracy is the legendary Russian-American, New York-based band. You were ahead
We were.
of, I think you formed your band in like 1994?
Yes. No. Yeah, something like 1994. Yeah.
1994, right? And the music that you played, I'm not too sure what style to say, whether it's alternative or it's a ska, because those elements were mixed. And there's some of I know that the drummer from Cookie Conspiracy used to play almost like electronic beats, like
Yeah.
sort of like jungle or
Yeah.
drum and bass beats, which we're gonna listen in a minute. Yeah,
We were a little bit ahead. Maybe that's why.
yeah, right. You've been a little bit ahead of other people. So we can name what the members of the original Cookie Conspiracy band, because you were performing. Like 94, 95. You were putting together concerts at that
Yes,
time.
yes.
In Dumbo, before Dumbo became
Dumbo was Dumbo, yeah.
Before Dumbo was Dumbo, yeah.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, we would bring thousands of people into
Yeah.
the Dumbo. We would rent the
Big loft,
and,
yeah.
big loft in the,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle of nowhere by Manhattan Bridge, and bring
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
and people
It
would
was so
love to
obscure.
come.
Yeah.
And then it was there was different time. But,
Different.
but the thing was, and I always said people used to come to listen to the live music.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, it's
They weren't sitting home on
they
their
were not sitting
laptops
home,
or
yeah,
computers
so
or
it's
phones.
things, things really changed, and and there was no emails, no internet, no Facebook, and all we did, we just did the flyers, and we threw the flyers in through the New York and Brooklyn, and people would come.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the hundreds, thousands of people would come just because they had nothing else to do on Friday night.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was nothing. So it was a great time to be a musician.
And again, your path crossed with Zhenya's again.
Yes.
Zhenya, and you had two Zhenyas in your band. Well, that's a Russian name
Oh,
of
Zhenya,
Eugen.
yeah.
Eugen.
Yeah,
Eugen.
yes,
Eugen.
yes, definitely.
You had two Eugens in your band.
Yes,
Zhenya
I did.
Spector and Zhenya
Konus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't even. I know his last name, but I've never referred to him as
Just Konus is
yeah,
good. He
Zhenya
likes
Konus.
it.
The bass player is Zhenya Konus, and the drummer Zhenya Spector. Guys, kudos to you. We are gonna play a song that you guys used to play and record. Stick with us. and that was Cookie Conspiracy, original recording of the track Away. And we have the original lead singer, the guitarist, and the leader of the band, Michael Litvinenko, right here.
I did it all. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's just, we should name all, like you used to do this, the singing and the guitars, right?
Yeah, I used to write the songs, sing
and compose the songs,
compose
right?
the songs,
Yeah.
and compose the lyrics as well. Now it's so much easier. I don't have to compose the lyrics, and I don't have to think about a bass lines
Right.
anymore. Because I have such a talented musicians around me. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God, I don't have to do this anymore. It's much easier, and it's good
You do write my melodies though.
sometimes.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Well, it's a collective effort.
Yeah, it's always
It's a collective effort.
a
Yes.
lot of times I'll come up with something and he'll say, "Why don't you try it this way?" And he really brings out the best in me. I swear to God. It's
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're also not one of those. Not what do they say? Not of the shy bunch. You also have lots of records. You have. I did a little bit of research. Didn't have what's going on with me. I was doing all the research at night when everybody is asleep. And I found that you have a whole a couple of dozens of records. Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
He's constantly working.
Yeah,
he's a.
So are you a session musician? You're you participating in all these records?
Yeah, I try to work with just anybody that I find that to me sounds talented. Sometimes you have artists that are maybe that might not have much of a budget, but they have a great sound.
Yeah.
And I'll work with them and I'll record with them. And then others have great sound and great budgets, and that's nice too.
Yeah.
But I just love the recording process. I love going into the studio and recording. To me, that's everything, because when you create that record, that's forever.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Gigs come and go, but records are forever.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love.
So you like studio work,
love studio work. Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because who will remember that concert
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't come and record it?
Yeah.
I love recording. I love recorded concerts too.
Yeah.
Live concerts as well. That's a whole another artwork or musical work. Yeah. But
Michael tell you, because when we track, I usually show up at his house and I'm like, leave the room.
Yeah. That's
Really?
true. Yeah. He asked me okay, just leave the room and
Leave
then,
the room.
I go away. He does something. I have dinner, probably sleep a little bit, and then I come back and all he works on the sound, and then the
I'm
sound.
working on my sound.
He's got the sound.
I have all my studio tools that I bring to his house.
what do you have? Tell
I
us.
have my own studio, so
Yeah.
I
I don't know what he doesn't have. You got a question that you got to ask him actually, Ricardo. What don't you have out of the basses? He's got everything. He's got 7 basses, 2 fretless, and it's amazing amount of guitar, and they all sound different, and they all sound good. And the whole thing, he brings the guitar. He goes, "We gotta try today with this one." I'm like, "Okay, I haven't seen this one yet," and it sounds great. I'm like, "Okay, we gotta no, but the next song we gotta do a different one."
I have to
so
say-
it works.
I have to say something else. Working with him is a pleasure, because a lot of times when I work with other bands, they have a set thing of what they're looking for, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
no problem with that, because it's their song, it's their money. So I bring in, a standard bass and a standard recording setup, and I plug away and go, and it's over with.
Yep.
But with Michael, which is why this is one of my favorite projects, he loves that I love to experiment. So I bring in all my studio tools and I come up with different sounds, and then I say, "What do you think of this?" He's like, "Oh, I love it." So, it works. It works. It
It's
works
absolutely
really well.
works.
So I have my own studio at home, and I bring in depending on what he sends me, I listen to the track and then decide which bass I'm going to bring.
He's the only one who gets it.
So then I decide the bass. I also bring what's called a direct box.
Yep.
And I have a bunch of those, and different direct boxes kind of cater to different sounds. So I bring those tools with me. I set it up in his studio, and then we start recording the bass lines for the songs. And this is the same process over and over again for each and every song. We always record no more than 2 songs at a session.
Usually one, the 2 doesn't
Usually-
work. Usually
Wow.
2 doesn't work. Yeah.
Usually by the second one, we're
exhausted.
We're
You're
exhausted. But
And there is no ideas anymore for it. It's
yeah, but
exhausting.
I go to his house, we record one song, and then tear
And
it
we
all
ne-
down, and
then we never come back to it again.
yeah, that's it. It's over. Then we come
Once,
back.
once we came back to the song and we redid it the whole thing.
Which one?
That's true. Once. Which song
Which
was
one?
that?
Oh, I can't
There was
think of-
one that we
yeah,
scrapped and we redid. Yeah.
We redid the entire thing.
But you know what? I do remember.
Fear.
it was because that was a second song, and we were tired, and then we came back and redid it.
Yeah, and then we did it Fear on the new and
Yeah.
the new release on the new record.
Yeah.
We did the Fear. We came back and we redid it completely. It's like it just didn't work.
So another thing that we tried recently, which I loved, was I never recorded fretless with this band. And so the new song that is going to be released is actually fretless bass.
Wow.
Which is
Sober?
yeah,
So
it's
was all
all
the fretless, yeah.
Yeah.
Am I releasing it way too soon?
Yeah.
Well, they'll hear it. They're going to hear it.
They'll hear soon, but now we're going to listen to the track that you and Ricardo did together. And we should remind your names to the audience because they may forget. So Ricardo is right here on my left, on your right, ladies and gentlemen. Michael is in the middle, and Eve is on the far left from me. So if one of you will press that green button, that flashing, we can start listening to your track.
Door to door, I'm uncovering sadness. On the floor, I'm conquering madness. Shadows crawl, I'm smothered in visions. Barbie doll, overdoses, incisions. Door to door, I'm uncovering sadness. On the floor, I'm conquering madness. Shadows crawl, I'm smothered in visions. Barbie doll, overdoses, incisions. I have no concept of God. He has no choice but to wait. He'll meet me there when I'm gone. I'll ask him not to create. I have no concept of God. He has no choice but to wait. He'll meet me there when I'm gone. I'll ask him not to create. Let me be all end up suicidal. Sting the bee, wag the dog, kill your idol. Choose me not, I'm too weak to be chosen. Brain is hot, soul is desperately frozen. Ancient spells, all the same, beg to differ. That one smells, she's a bomb, she's a whiffer. Ticking time, and the winner is no one. Not a dime for the efforts of Noah. I have no concept of God. He has no choice but to wait. He'll meet me there when I'm gone. I'll ask him not to create. I have no concept of God. He has no choice but to wait. He'll meet me there when I'm gone. I'll ask him not to create.
Harmony?
Okay, and that was a song by Eve Lesov and Ricardo Rodriguez called Noah. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Efforts of Noah.
Efforts. Of
Efforts of Noah. I just didn't have that in my label, but thanks for correcting me. And
Well,
Tell it's
Do you want me to start? You start.
Yeah.
okay, I'll start and
you
you
start.
and you
Let
finish
me-
because it's Ricardo's
know.
favorite
Let me
song
just make sure
from
that-
our projects.
Let me make sure that our audience knows that this is a separate project from Somatic Moon. This is an independent project, but I do hear some strings, like some of the elements that you carry on with your other recordings. But please tell us how it was all done.
So I went to school. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this was such an awesome surprise. I went to an audio engineering school, Institute of Audio Research, to become an audio engineer, which I did become. And that was after I graduated. And it took me a while to do all the electronics. The mix is mine. The production is mine. And I'm not even sure if this version is mastered. I think it's just the mix. Right. It's just the mix.
I came in and this was what we left. I left with this track after recording the
and
bass.
you fell in love with it.
And
And then
I just fell in love with it.
Yeah, and then I messed with it, and I remember you didn't really like already the mix because then I hired another person to do the mix, but I guess Ricardo loved this particular version.
This is a raw recording from the session that I did at her house.
My studio.
At her studio, and I have to say, I've been working with her since 2007, and I have my own studio, and so she's always been coming to my studio and doing stuff, and she's been learning in my studio. But then she flipped it, went to the school, learned all this stuff, and then said, "Oh, I have this song. You should come to my studio." I'm like, "Okay, how's this going to work?" But I went there, and she had everything ready to go. I was so impressed, and we recorded that song, and just everything about it I just loved. All the vocal things that you did, the violin and the bass.
The violin is live. It's this wonderful girl, Dina Nesterenko. The trumpets are Misha, the same Misha Kuznetsov that plays with Somatic Moon. And then the rest is electronic. But it took me so long, but I loved it.
Yeah, but it came out great. And I especially loved the way my bass sound came out. It just came out exactly the way I heard it, and you mastered it perfectly. I can't
Thank
say
you
enough
for
good
picking
things
this
about this song. It's one of my favorites. It's very trippy. It's out there. It almost sounds like a movie soundtrack kind of thing. That's what I hear from a lot of people when I play it for them, and I'm in love with it still.
It's superb. I'm just gonna use short words now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. I've been more surprised the more tracks you've sent to me, because I'm used to that's not the track I'm gonna play on this maybe. Yeah, here I don't need to choose anything. I can just randomly select the track.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can fill in the next 2 hours and just drink tea here and and listen to the music.
Awesome.
And I think we're coming to a point where we should actually play, the song that you three of you releasing soon. What do you think?
I think we should play it, or do you want to? We can talk about it. And,
I think
once
it's
again, I'm gonna have.
Play first.
You want to play first?
You want to play or you want to talk about
I
it?
think you should talk about it.
You think so?
Well, it's up.
Why don't you give it a little intro?
Yeah.
Well, song is called "Sober," and it's a special song. And it's as always. It's a we recorded as the last song. Kind of didn't even think that we're gonna record it.
Yep.
And it just happened to be, and it's great. We loved it, and had a special meeting to Eve, so I'm gonna have to move the mic to her. So
This is her baby.
The baby is actually super important to me because on December 10th, God willing, I will have 3 years of sobriety. Actually, without a drink, because then thank you guys so much. It means a lot. And so that was the explanation to why I don't remember a lot of the stuff, which right now I can laugh about, but it's crazy. It's really sad how the brain was just pretty much not existing at that point in my life. I'm almost 38 now, so at the age of 35, thank God I somehow had that white light moment and I did sober up. So for me, it's just this message of hope that I can send to those who are still suffering, those who are fighting the addiction, that it is cunning, baffling, and powerful, but we can overcome it. It is possible, just one day at a time. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this. Do not pick up. Just if you're an addict, if you're not, it's all great, man. Today is Friday. Go freaking party. I'm envious. But if you are an addict, please, I beg of you, go through these early days of sobriety and you will love it. It will be easier. I promise. It will be easier. Okay, I love you guys.
Let's hear it.
You trade me for money, I slay you for love. my lead, I'm sober. You stretch your existence to parties and booze. I feel no resistance, I choose. I'm sober. We live on this planet, we call it our life. But though we might plan it, still sober. Come up with solutions, come sis, I'm on bro. Without revolutions, we grow. I just want you to love me. I just want you to leave me alone. I am done with the clouding. I'm no longer your clone. You say you can trust me, I'm grateful you do. I feel kinda rusty, I'm sober. Discovering beauty in everything true. Today I am rooting for you. I just want you to love me. I just want you to leave me alone. I am done with the clouding. I'm no longer your clone. I just want you to love me. I just want you to leave me alone. I am done with the clouding. I'm no longer your clone. I'm sober. I'm sober. I'm sober. I'm sober. I'm sober.
What an amazing song, guys. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like want to listen to the very last note when it fades out. It's just like there's a little bit of air, just to give you like, but the last conclusion of the song. Really, really well done.
Thank you.
And again, this is a super privileged moment for me and for our listeners, because we're listening to this song ahead of its scheduled release 3 weeks in advance.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's
Yes.
just amazing. Thank you
Yes.
so much for.
Well, you are very special.
Yeah. Oh. No, today you're special,
Oh,
because
thank you.
I'm just helping to navigate. That's all. Yeah. But yeah, the
Appreciate
music
it.
is yours. Yeah. And you guys can comment. What was, like we gave a little bit of an intro what this song is all about, being sober, and I know it's
Well, the lyrics, I
Yeah.
can tell you, I was
Yeah,
writing it as
yeah.
usual. Like Michael said, we had the 5 songs, or however many, 6, right? This is the 7th one. Anyway, like that just shows you that we actually do work nonstop, and Anyway, we were done with this EP, we thought, and then I went to become a recovery coach, which I never did because I just think that I can't do this for money. I am always willing to help somebody who is suffering from addiction, but it has to be not for money. I can't. But I was in this recovery coach training, and I was just getting inspired because unfortunately people who were training to be recovery coaches were high on heroin, like right there. And it was so freaking sad, man. You know, you're just trying to be... It's sad. It's sad. And my father unfortunately died of alcoholism. And it's just something that struck me on every note from every angle throughout my life, you know. And there I'm sitting and I see this young girl, gorgeous young girl, and she's nodding out, just nodding out. And she's getting trained to be a recovery coach. So pretty much that was the time when I picked up my pen and I started writing. And that's the lyrics that came out.
And I just had to put the music on it, and then Ricardo came in and glue it all together, and that was it.
This is the one with the fretless bass that we never tried before. So,
Did it help you? Did it help you when this music was? I mean, when this song was finally done.
I'll be honest with you. Every song of mine, when I was, if we talk about Dream, for example, or we haven't played Mess yet, those were carrying me through when I was in my rock bottom, because my rock bottom was exactly 3 years ago in the Hamptons, like I was saying, right? And my husband threw me out. Thank God he took me back, because I kept sending him a poem or a song, a poem or a song, and the guy was just like, I think, okay, I'm just done. Or I guess he loves me as well. But anyway, that was the thing. And I remember that Mess in particular was a song that I was playing on repeat in August. I remember August was really difficult month for me, 2015. On repeat every day. I would go to the beach, I would play Mess, and it was saving me. So each song.
Amazing.
I have to say something about that too, because I've gone through my own issues. And this band and the music definitely, I feel the same way that you do. It's saved me in many aspects of the last 3 years. The last 3 years have been rocky, let's just put it that way. And the one thing that keeps me going is whenever he calls me up and says, "Hey, I got another track," I'm like, yes. It's like the best therapy in the world.
I gotta say, they're not fun.
Your job is difficult. You have to keep producing music, so they stay sober.
I didn't realize that I'm so depressed.
Jesus. I feel sorry for you, man. Aside all the humor, it's a pretty serious issue, and good for you that good for you that you resolved it. I mean, it's amazing that it's just it shows that you have will.
One day at a time, man. It's not. I'm trying to never say recovered. It's always recovering, because you don't know. It's better not to get cocky about this, because it's cunning, baffling, and powerful.
You got it. All right, let's play the next song, which is called Mass.
Yay!
Yes.
My favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, that song I almost, like I said, that song I actually almost threw it away, because I didn't like it where it was going. It's it's the song of the structure of a song. If you listen to it, it has no chorus, has no verse. You just continue music going through with the changes. And I thought it's never gonna work, but it's worked perfectly, and everybody loves it. I was kind of surprised. Just take a listen. Let's judge it for yourself.
Yeah, and you're listening to Maker Park Radio. This is Electrosteam Radio Show. My name is Edka. Let's listen to Somatic Moon song. The band Somatic Moon. The song is Mess.
Termite, I finished a preliminary note on your sleeve. A bored, furry animal full of fury. I'm a termite, I'm finished a preliminary note on your sleeve. A bored, furry animal full of fury.
A mouse aiming every thorn at the thorough brightness of a setting sun. I'm a story of a wolf told by a shepherd. A song of the sheep black as night. I wear my rings on the middle fingers. I scream and laugh and cry and breathe, and all without a single sound. Your father drunk, your son on father drunk, your son unborn. I am the centuries of centuries of what you label history. I manage countries, forests, mountains. I deal with hunger, plagues, and lies. I am your worst friend, your best enemy. Your stomach gurgling at the shrimp. You feel embraced by shadows crawling. Let's hug for once with every cell of our fragile bodies. Be my flesh, become the center of my nerves. So very nervous system, please. Your father drunk, your son unborn. I am the centuries of centuries. Your father drunk, your son unborn. I am the centuries of centuries of what you label history. We morph unknowingly into a swirl of walkers boiling blood. I savor you, my palate blistered. You poison me with your finesse. We are the messes and the mister mess. Mess.
Another masterpiece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
And,
yeah. We'll like this one.
I love it.
For sure, this music. I was just when you left, I was just saying that you're singing so passionately. You really put yourself into the motif. You're putting yourself in this character. I know it's this character is you, actually.
Yeah, it is. It was me, and it was that's when Timko threw me out. I think that's the day that Timko threw me out for 4 months.
That sobered you up.
That did sober me. It took 4 months though. But yeah, I think that day I came to Misha. Yeah, pretty much that was the day. And this is one take, Misha, right? This is just one take, the entire song, because there's no chorus. There's no structure. I don't know, but it's just I'm getting chills even talking about it. I guess maybe because it was just this time that was so emotional for me. But I also think the song itself came out this emotional, and in my opinion, it's our best one. But we'll see. Maybe we'll write something that I will love more in the future.
Well, this something that you will love even more. Yeah, that's interesting approach. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess every one of us have a favorite song on the album, on maybe unreleased, maybe released. I mean, definitely, I feel strong about some songs and less strong about the others. Ricardo feels strong about different songs, and we don't fight about it. We just it's this is strong. I feel it's stronger, and I'm maybe you're right, maybe you're not. But it's we'll let listeners to decide, and so far the most I'll be on the amount of streams and on amount of. It's I think Dream and Shame that actually became the biggest one, and a lot of people reached out to us for the Dream and Shame, and from Turkey, from Brazil, from the God knows,
Germany, we have
from
it.
Germany.
Germany,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have a girl who uses our song for the.
The dancing,
Cirque du Soleil.
the Circus du Soleil thing.
Really?
Well, not necessarily. She's on that rope thingy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really
It
know.
looks like Circus du Soleil.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
on a rope and she's doing all this acrobatic stuff.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
And she uses us, so she asked us
She
to
uses-
use the song. Well,
yeah,
sure,
she
go
uses
for
the
it.
song
and,
while she's doing all this acrobatic stuff. It looks
Yeah.
very Circus du Soleil. It's not Circus du Soleil, but it looks
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
alike. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Just
it's really cool. I
It's
think
beautiful.
really cool.
It's really beautiful. Very
And
flattering.
we're really thankful to the
Yeah.
people who reached out to us and became fans and did the dances and shut the some people send us the videos for Shame. I mean, we couldn't actually show them because they were not that good, but the people that they wanted to do it was big plus for us and the motivation as well. We didn't know when we recorded those 6 songs. We're like it's a first project for us as a 3 of us, and we're like we didn't know how people
How it's gonna play out,
how it's
right,
gonna
yeah.
play out, how people
Yeah.
gonna, and it was nothing but good success, and we enjoyed it. So that's
Still
that's the
enjoying
story.
it.
That sounds cool. I know that we have one more song that we want to play from the song that you want to play today in the radio, except the ones that we selected not to release yet.
So there's quite a few songs you can't play yet.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't.
I know. I'm like I have all of them.
I know, but you can't play them.
Right. So, but we got a little bit of a technical situation. I'll let you, Mike, go and find the song and just give it to me. In the meantime, we have a choice of what we can play. We have a whole lots of songs Ricardo gave me.
Yeah.
And you wanna
Sure.
just select one? Okay, this is your folder, and just select the song you wanna play. So we'll play that song in the meantime. And while we're searching for this song, I would like to encourage our listeners to take a note of this band. The name of this band is Somatic Moon, and you can find them on Facebook, Twitter.
Let's go with that.
And excellent. Twitter and Instagram and SoundCloud. Just look for that name, Somatic Moon. And subscribe and follow these guys. Right now, they're exclusively doing studio albums, but I do see that no studio albums?
No, I didn't send it to you.
Oh, you didn't send it to me. Okay, that's a different story, a different conversation, right? Yeah. So, now they're doing studio albums, and I'm hoping one day, maybe you guys, when you're ready, you come here to Maker Park Radio, and we'll set the stage for you, and you'll do a live performance here in the studio.
Yeah, we will.
I
Once
showed you the
we
space.
once we get the we'll
Figure
finish.
out how
Yeah,
to
with,
do
it's
it.
a lot of sound, a lot of little details that we need to put together. But maybe we'll do it just acoustically because we have one of the songs called "Bird" that will be released on I believe in January.
We
yeah,
don't have cellos in there.
we have a lot of acoustic guitar in it and a lot of bass in it, and mostly
I
so.
guess that
we
could
can
be the
use them.
version, but we-
Could-
okay.
So let's do it.
Definitely, some of them can be played acoustically, and we can do that.
Okay.
That's it would be pleasure, nothing, and I really appreciate it that you guys want to.
Yeah. Well, Tom already invited you, so it's like past my shoulder now. Okay, so we will play one of the songs, which is called The Ashen.
The Ashen.
And you want to give us a little bit of an intro, Ricardo, what that song is all about?
So this is a project that I was involved with the singers. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a project that I was involved with here in New York City with a singer-songwriter. We went into the studio and recorded these tracks, and they came out really nice. And it's kind of along the same lines as what we're doing with Somatic Moon, kind of trip-hop vibe. So, just play the track, and then you could ask me questions about it. But I feel I really like the songs. They're really beautiful songs.
I breathe you in, you promise comfort. I let you in. You lie to me without me knowing. Every day I'll start again. Is this the world? Is this the world we're living in? Is this the world we're living in? I'm not living life this way, my friend. You trick my mind into a pleasant place. I know what's right from what's wrong, but still I fall to that same old space. I've had the answers all along. Is this the world? Is this the world we're living in? Is this the world? Is this the world we're living in? I'm not living life this way, my friend. Some things come along, some things come along. Some things come along, and I went away. I saw the moon just the other night, so pure, so true. I asked above for any way, feel the way that you do. Is this the world? Is this the world we're living in? Is this the world? Is this the world we're living in? I wanna live in a new world, my friend. In a new world, my friend. In a new world, my friend. In a new world, my friend.
Nice track. And Ricardo,
you.
tell us the story.
So Sarah Sims is the singer-songwriter on this track, and she wrote the song, and she invited me and a few musicians to go into the studio to record. And we recorded this track, and we recorded an entire album. She used to live here in the city, and now she lives in Nashville, and I think she's still doing the singer-songwriter type of thing. Haven't spoken to her in a while, but she's still doing her thing. It's not as trip hop ish anymore. It's more Americana is where she's at right now. But,
Yeah.
But I really love this album, because it's kind of more on the trip hop side, and so it's very special to me.
When was this recorded?
This was recorded probably about 3 years ago.
3 years
Yeah,
ago. So
about
around the same time
Around
when
the
you
sa-
released
Yeah.
Mess,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When you released the Mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We released the big
released a lot of
mess.
mess. Yes.
When you released that Mess, remember?
Yeah, it's about three years ago. Yeah.
When we started recording, not when we released, because we released in 2016.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how this record skipped. talking about the record. You three of you did. How did it skipped me? But that's a whole different conversation. Just coming back to
Actually, I have something to add. Michael and I were discussing it on the way here. He's like, dude, you're not posting enough. So maybe that's how it skipped you, because we were not maybe posting it enough. Now with this record, I'm going to make it my rule to post once a day now. Yeah.
What's the saying?
So promotion.
If you want the most views, that they say to post at 3:00 is or something like that.
Yeah, well, the way it works, I mean, it's you know, it's you gotta
That's what they say.
You gotta let people know. It's hard to. It's nowadays. I mean, it's really hard to tell people. Listen, I have a music. I'm like, okay, so let's.
people. Yeah,
Jaded a lot. You know.
we can talk about what's going on in within the listeners' world, because listeners seems to be oversaturated with availability of different types of music, and it's different than it used to be before. When you go to the store for the song, for the no, not for the song, for the album of the band you really love. Yeah. And sometimes you would buy. Remember, things used to be on tapes or vinyls or CDs get scratched, so you go and buy it again because you just like it. You know,
something that would be sold out, and you know, like waiting. Okay, right, you know, the album's coming out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I miss that. I really do miss that, and we released.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
I miss that, but at the same time, look what we're doing. We're pushing this out so all these people can watch, and
at the same
we
time,
didn't have that back
no,
then.
we did not.
No, yeah.
So
to get a distribution deal, you have to sell your soul to the devil.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
pretty
You know,
much.
back then.
In pieces, I know that.
No, I think I sold my right arm.
Well, at least it's not your kidney, so you're good. So let's
Play the next song.
Let's play the next song, and thank you. Ricardo came in prepared, and he had the song with him. Yes, and this song is called "Fallen."
A little bit. It's a little different from the entire EP. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Anybody who can see the green flashing button, please
ahead.
press it.
Call me shallow, but I'm not exactly shallow. The world's a shell and I'm inside and you're my love. And when I love a man, I do become a shadow. So you can join me for the ride. I strip my clothes, I strip my soul, I strip some more, and it's not enough. The audience waiting for the gods. I see it all, believe me, dude, I'm not a moron. But oh, it's hard to not go nuts. I understand you think I whine, complain, and play on my comrades' feelings. Oh, I love that ancient word. But when I'm left with sheets of paper and a crayon, with rhymes and music I can work. 'Cause in this era, in this city, with these people who scorn and doubt and don't accept and whom I touch, let's hug my love, the slope is getting somewhat steeper, and I've been missing you so much.
I can't even breathe and I ain't see where we headed. It's cold and dark in the water and I'm having trouble treading, and I just need to fly. If it's worth holding on, and just tell me why. I'ma try to maintain, but the strain in my brain making me think that I'm insane or I'll be tangled in chains. It's got me caught up on my own and thinking about it, but I feel like we be falling every time we try to climb this mountain. It's all balance how we acting, and I couldn't shift this. She got me lighting another after I stood out the filter. I can't live with her or without her, but I doubt her to the point that it's painful for my life to live around it as a choice. 'Cause I know that I've been putting on this music first, and I know that isn't fair, and I realize it hurts. or even burns. It prevents us both from feeling free. It's wrong, I live the most when she be fucking killing me.
No longer got my soul.
When she be fucking killing me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the bass on this song, is it what kind of bass?
I
Yeah.
think I used the Sadowski on this track.
Yeah.
Because since this track is the only track that has that kind of dance, boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah, it does have that.
Boom, boom, boom. And the Sadowski just has this kind of sound that goes really well with that groove that was happening there. So I remember bringing out the Sadowski for that track.
We actually, it's if you listen through entire EP of this one and the next one, most of the instruments are live. It's we have trumpet, we have cello, we have guitars. So there's tons of guitars. They're all in the background. We don't hear them, but it's tons of guitar. There's a bass lines that are going through and the vocals, and really not a lot of. And like I'm not saying anything against that, but it's. We try to
more
incorporate,
organic.
yeah, more organic and more like alternative to the trip hops to make it something a little bit different. So that was the idea of the project. So.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely is beautiful. It's an EP, right? So all these songs are part of the EP. Yeah.
Yeah, they're available on any digital format you want to download it. It's the EP called Mess. Check it out. And the new single comes
Yeah,
out.
let's talk about the new upcoming. Well, first, what's the plan? Yeah. So what is the plan?
The plan is on December 10th because it's
what
a
is the
special
plan?
day to Eve.
Yes.
We're gonna be releasing the video for Sober, and the video actually shows Eve's emotions. She's
Yeah.
not there,
In early
but
sobriety.
in early sobriety shows her emotion.
Though
and
she
it-
looks a lot like you.
yeah.
I know. I wish
So-
I was
so-
18 again.
Yeah.
So and then on 20th of December we're gonna release the new single Sober, and it's gonna be available for the downloads, for the streaming and anything else.
Right.
And then we already have a video shot for the next song, another song, which we're not gonna talk about, but we have the song coming up, which we're gonna release in January.
Yeah.
Because it's a winterish song.
It's really good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So that's
Really
gonna
good
come out.
song.
Yeah, and then
Like all the other
video
ones
is
we
stunning.
listened are like.
yeah, it's so
The video is stunning. That's all I will say.
but yeah, we keep it for the later time, and there's no previews yet. It's not available yet. But and then we have more songs to release, and meanwhile we'll continue writing and coming up with the new material. This is what we like to do, and people responded well, and we like to share it.
So it's going to be what? So people should expect a single and then another single, or is
Then
it going to?
they gotta expect I would say probably a song a month. That's what
Yeah.
we're planning to do.
You don't want to release a whole album. You want to release.
Nah,
this-
we want to release the song a month. with
Why is
the-
that?
Because because we can. Some songs, for example, when we released the EP, and I told that some song got buried inside the EP, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to hear it. And releasing the song a month, we can kind of highlight song, and we talk about it, we explain every song, and what's the rush, So that's
Well,
it.
there's no rush. Absolutely, it's just I'm kind of like maybe it's an old-fashioned thing that
Sure,
an album represents the entire. It's like a book. You don't want to sell one page of the book.
You
wanna-
want 100% behind that mentality
yeah.
there, because we grew up with a different mindset
Yeah.
of buying albums.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, today, people are downloading singles.
Yeah.
They're not.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it's a very unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
It really.
But
It's
look
very
at that!
disappointing.
Look at that! You have a full
I get it.
album with the artwork.
I get
Well,
and,
what-
and
what-
I love this. I
photo.
get
We
it.
will. What I was gonna have once we release the singles, we'll actually release it as a one EP, and maybe we'll print some, vinyls because Ricardo bought the
I bought the
turntable.
turntable. I'm old school. I love.
Guys, if you will print the vinyls, please let me know. I'll buy
Absolutely.
one
We
because
got
I'm starting.
turntables here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, and it sounds so much better than those digital files. Way
Definitely.
way
A
nicer.
lot warmer and richer.
Warmer, richer and better. Okay, good. So we are sort of coming to an end. It's 3:52. Yeah, the
We got
time
2
flew
hours.
just like
Flew
this,
just
like this.
Yeah.
It's a nice to have a good conversation.
I would like to thank. first of all, before I'll thank, first of all, hold on. Thank you. Thank you,
problem.
for sure.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
It turned out I was a little bit nervous yesterday in terms of how we're going to put the show together and what should I ask and should I not ask you. But I'm super happy. You guys opened and you talk and you have so much to say, and you helped me so much with the show.
Thank
it
you.
made my job so much easier. I just needed to press a couple of buttons and that's it. And now you have to do.
We also do bar mitzvahs and.
You do? Oh. Finally, I found the band. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll sing Hava Nageva together.
Hey, my ancestry said I was part Jewish, so
There we go.
Yeah.
Now let's do 23andMe now. Yeah, that's how you found
that's
out.
the one I
Well,
did,
in that case, I'm a
23andMe.
Viking. So yeah. No, there's nothing of Vikings in me. I'm Jewish to the bone. So, I just want to make sure that when we walk out, people still remember who you are. So tell your names and tell the name of the band. Let it come from you now and where to find you.
Okay, Ricardo Rodriguez. You can find me on Facebook and SoundCloud. I'm the bassist for Somatic Moon, as well as a bunch of other projects that I work with. Mrs. Smith is the other one I work with. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a pretty interesting theatrical gig that I'm working on live. So, yeah.
Well, listen, Somatic Moon. Just so you know, for you can find us on Instagram, Somatic_Moon. You find us on the Twitter. You find us on the Facebook, Spotify, Apple Play, Google Music, Amazon, anywhere. Find the Somatic Moon, stream it, listen. Tell us what you think. Just leave us a note. Tell us your comments. Watch the video of a Single Dream, and just tell us what you think. You know, we'll have a conversation. You know, so that's it. Somatic Moon.
We'll talk with you seriously.
Yeah.
We'll have serious conversation.
And my name is Eve Lesov, and yes, also on Facebook. But on Facebook, Somatic Moon, like Michael said, because we all are admins to that page, and we will all see if you write to us, and we're very friendly, and we love making new friends. Somatic Moon. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And this is it for Electrosteam. The next DJ is already here. Jay Gray is here. He is going to do his next show. Thanks so much. Stick around for a couple of more minutes and have a good week. Have a good weekend. Take care. That was Edka, Electrosteam.
One,